Welcome to our webinar. We're so excited to share information about our Big Goal Accelerator projects with you. I'd like to introduce the program team from Seroptimist International of the Americas. Aisha Brown, Chief Impact and Engagement Officer. Myself, Jackie Schrager, Program Director. Abina Abouage, our Program Coordinator. And Sarah Detweiler, our Program Specialist. I wanted to let you know that this webinar is being simultaneously interpreted, meaning as I'm speaking in English, we have interpreters who are simultaneously speaking in SIA's other 5 languages so that all of our members can access this information. If you are listening on the English channel, our pace may seem slow to you, but please remember that this is necessary so we can be inclusive for all our members. I would also like to remind you that this webinar is being recorded and will be available on demand for you to watch or share with others. Our objectives for our webinar are what we hope to accomplish. We hope that you will be able to identify eligible Big Goal Accelerator projects, understand how to report your impact to SIA, and explore how to change your project to be eligible as a Big Goal Accelerator project. Please remember, this is a 101 beginner level webinar. It is designed to be an introduction to these Big Goal Accelerator projects. So let's begin with the big goal. What is Seroptimist's big goal? Our big goal is to invest in the dreams of 500,000 women and girls through access to education by 2031. The counting of other club or region work towards our big goal is a very new initiative and was just launched in 2021. The SIA Board of Directors determined that club or region work other than the DREAM programs can count towards the big goal. However, not all club or region work will be eligible to count. So, what are these Big Goal Accelerator projects that do count to the big goal? Club or region work that does increase access to education for women and girls facing obstacles, but which is not the DREAM programs, is what should be reported as Big Goal Accelerator projects. Typically, these projects are scholarships, classes, or providing required items for education or work. To be eligible, club or region projects must meet all 5 of the following criteria. Work only with women or girls who are facing obstacles, increase access to formal education or economic empowerment, have the ultimate goal of economic empowerment through that education, be a Seroptimist-led hands-on project, and finally, it must be reported to SIA through our official reporting link. Let's go through each of these eligibility sections. Women and girls facing obstacles to their success is our target population. These are just a few examples of the obstacles that can make accessing formal education more difficult for a woman or girl. Poverty, gendered violence, racism, teen pregnancy and parenting, being in foster care as a youth, single parenting, and substance abuse disorder. When you report your project, you can also write in other obstacles if you're working with women and girls encountering an obstacle that's not listed. However, please do not duplicate the answer choices provided when you report a project. For example, if your club provides a scholarship for low-income girls, select poverty. There's no need to write low income on the form. While we are talking about our target populations, I would like to note that reaching girls who've already participated in Dream It Be It or women who have already received a Live Your Dream Award is not eligible as a project. Now, why is that? These women and girls have already been counted through the reporting processes for those programs. Our big goal is to invest in the dreams of 500,000 women and girls through access to education. The big goal is about counting individuals served, not projects done. We do not want to count those women and girls twice if we can help it. So we want to make sure that clubs don't double report their projects. We know that in some regions, very large Dream It Be It projects are common, so it could be hard to know who exactly participated. Please just do your best to not double count women and girls when you report your projects. It is also important to note that the project itself should be focused on access to formal education or economic empowerment, like employment or building job skills. Many clubs host educational activities, but that is not the same as providing access to formal education with a credential or economic empowerment. Hosting sessions on things that are helpful for women and girls to know about, such as trafficking, relationship violence, or other topics, does not increase their access to formal education. It increases their awareness of those specific topics. There are many projects that help women and girls, but are not focused on education. For example, sponsoring mammograms for women who cannot afford them is a great way to support women's health in your community, but it is not access to education. Therefore, it cannot count as a Big Goal Accelerator project. Some broad categories of eligible projects include the following: providing scholarships or cash awards, classes that are focused on education attainment or job skills. For example, interviewing skills, skills needed for specific jobs, or how to apply for financial aid. And providing items that remove a clear obstacle to accessing work or school, such as transportation, computers, or uniform pieces needed to attend work or school. These are types of club and region work that directly increase access to formal education or economic empowerment, and that's why they're eligible. Another component of eligible Big Goal Accelerator projects is that they must be Seroptimist-led projects. Now, what does this mean? It must be a project that furthers Seroptimist's mission by Seroptimists. So donating to another organization is not a Seroptimist-led project. That donation will help further that organization's mission, not Seroptimists. And you don't have control over how your donation is used. Therefore, donating to another organization is not Seroptimist-led. Partnership with another organization can be a gray area here, but usually it's a great way to obtain access to women and girls who would benefit from increased access to formal education. Some examples of great partnerships that clubs have reported to us include connecting with a local community college to find eligible scholarship applicants, working with a local women's shelter to identify women who need specific items for work or school, such as bus passes, specific clothing, laptops, and providing those items for those women. Or working with your local high school in a low-income area to directly provide them with period products so that menstruating isn't an obstacle to obtaining an education. So, to summarize, eligibility is made up of three big components. Number one, it's a project led by Seroptimists that furthers our mission. Number two, it's the right population, which is women and girls who face obstacles to their success, but who have not already been counted by the DREAM programs. And it's the right activity. The goal is increasing access to formal education or economic empowerment. So let's go through some more examples of common club projects that are not eligible. Donating money to another organization, even if it's an educational program. Beautification projects, like planting trees or refurbishing a space, even if it's a school. Health support projects, such as free or low-cost mammograms. Awareness projects about any topic. Or providing items that aren't specifically needed for education access or work readiness, like holiday gifts for children or beauty products. Please note, just because SIA staff are telling you that your project is not eligible does not mean that we are saying your project doesn't matter or doesn't help someone. We are just reinforcing the boundaries of eligibility. If you're not sure if your project is eligible, please email us at program@seroptimist.org. We are always happy to discuss or to help you find ways to make your project eligible. Now, we're going to look at some examples of projects that are not eligible, and then how we can make them become eligible with some small tweaks. Now, these are just examples. We are not saying you can only do these kinds of projects, but just trying to get you thinking of how you might be able to tweak something that's not eligible so it can count for our big goal. So, giving scholarships or educational awards to women or girls based only on their academic performance or community service hours would not be eligible, since it's not considering obstacles at all. So a girl from a high-income family could receive that award even though she doesn't need that assistance to access education. However, giving scholarships or awards to women who face obstacles to education but maybe are not eligible for the Live Your Dream Award would be eligible. This is one of our most common Big Goal Accelerator projects, and an easy one to start if you're interested. If your club receives applicants for the Live Your Dream Awards who are not fully eligible, you could give them a scholarship with a new fun title and report it to us as a Big Goal Accelerator project. So let's move on to girls exiting foster care. Providing girls that are leaving foster care with journals or novels is lovely and something that I'm sure they would appreciate. But it is not eligible as a Big Goal Accelerator because it doesn't focus on access to formal education. However, providing those same girls with computers or funds for textbooks so that they can attend college would be a perfectly eligible project, and I'm sure very helpful. Providing classes that do not focus on skills for education or employment, such as self-defense or trafficking awareness, would not be eligible. These fraud projects fall into that educational but not formal education access category. However, providing job training classes for women who maybe have experienced gender-based violence would be eligible. You're providing women who have obstacles to their success with training that will help them access economic empowerment. So donating items that are related to self-care to a women's shelter, so shampoo, makeup, body wash. This would not be eligible, although I'm sure it's appreciated because it doesn't increase access to formal education. Donating nurse uniforms to women who are living in a shelter who need them so that they could go to work or enroll in a training program would be eligible. It focuses on women with obstacles to their success, and you're providing them with required items so that they can pursue education or work. I'm excited for this portion. We're going to take a look at some real club projects that are eligible as big goal accelerators and inspiring. SI Norwalk Santa Fe Springs is helping women in custody complete their GEDs. Their club is funding scholarships for high school equivalency diploma exams for women who are incarcerated currently and in the transition from custody to community reentry program. These women could have their sentence reduced by up to 6 months by successfully doing their GED tests. And when they leave incarceration, they'll have better education behind them. SI Asuncion in the America del Sur region offered basic computer skills classes to 12 women in their community. These skills gave the women more tools for job applications, as well as further job skills, and the ability to seek further education now that they have these basic computer skills. In the Brazil region, SI Rio Negro offered a project for women who have experienced domestic violence. They focused on professional qualifications, income generation, empowerment, and creating financial autonomy for the women through offering sewing training that was very meaningful for their skills. SI David in the Mexico Central America region offered 16 women cooking classes. These classes and skills will help them find work in restaurants, hospitality, or even launching their own culinary business. Along with the classes, the women earned a certification that will help them find employment. In Japan Minami region, SI Kumamoto offered the Take One Step program. This provides financial support to the children of single mothers who are planning to go on to higher education, but who have financial concerns about their ability to do so. In addition, for the single mothers themselves, the club provides support for career advancement and congratulatory money after they obtain their certifications. SI Oak Harbor in the Northwestern region offers the Live Your Dream opportunity. This is a high school scholarship that is given to girls who have overcome challenging life circumstances and have persevered to achieve their dreams of high school graduation and admission to college or trade school. Last year, they awarded 4 scholarships totaling $8,000. Our final Real Club example is SI Valencia in the Camino Real region. Their project is called Fostering Youth Independence Program. They raised funds and physical donated items to support 30 girls who have aged out of the foster care system and who were starting college. They also hosted a live event where the girls were gifted a brand new premium backpack to fill with their school supplies from their free store so that the girls could feel like they were shopping and begin college loaded up with any supplies that they need. So now that we've learned about all these amazing projects, let's discuss how to report them so you get credit from SIA. June 30th is the annual deadline for any club projects hosted that club year. So, for example, this club year, projects between July 1st, 2022 and June 30th, 2023. Please note that only online reports will be accepted. We cannot take PDFs, emailed, typed, or otherwise submitted reports. Be sure to review our reporting example to see the questions in advance and help you gather the information you need to submit your report. You can also edit your project after you've submitted it, and you will receive a copy of your report. Please remember, do not report your Dream Programs projects through this form. That information is already captured in other reporting processes, and we will delete that Big Goal Accelerator project report if it is a duplicate. Now, while we all want to reach our big goal of investing in the dreams of 500,000 women and girls through access to education, I want to be clear. SIA is not telling you that you need to start a whole new project. If your club is working hard on the Live Your Dream Awards and Dream It Be It, and you feel financially stretched or you just don't have the member capacity, please don't think we are asking you to launch a whole new program. However, if your club does have an eligible project, or you have a project that could easily be changed to be eligible, we certainly want you to make those changes and report your work to us so it can be counted for the big goal. Additionally, if your club is already delivering the dream programs and you have the capacity to do more, consider adding a new project that is Big Goal Accelerator project eligible. So, I'd like to discuss some ways that you can reach more women and girls through these Big Goal Accelerator projects. Number 1, redirect funding away from projects that are not aligned with the big goal so that your club can focus your resources on our mission and the big goal. Connect with new community partners to recruit applicants for scholarships, participants for classes, or to identify women or girls who need specific items for their education or work. And number 3, connect with local businesses who may want to financially sponsor an award or a project. Could a local business be the one that helps you give scholarships for women who don't quite qualify for a Live Your Dream Award, but who are very deserving? Or perhaps they can donate items that women need to attend school, such as uniform pieces or computers that your club can then distribute in the community. So as you're looking to launch your club's big goal projects, you can find our Big Goal Accelerator projects on our website. On our English language pages, under the resources section, you will find the What Counts handout and the report examples in each language. The What Counts for the Big Goal Accelerator projects handout is a great overview of these projects and provides more information about what you're learning here today. The Big Goal Accelerator project report examples provides instructions on filling out the online reporting form so your club can get credit. Now we're going to demonstrate where you can find these resources on our website. If you're looking for resources in languages other than English, you can go to the translated resource page by language. Click For Clubs and Members in the blue bar, then Program Resources. You'll scroll down about halfway down the page and find your language. Then click the Program section to find the resources more easily. We strongly recommend booking that translated resources page in your language so that you can find those resources later with ease. For the English resources pages, you will select For Clubs and Members from the blue bar. Next, you will select Program Resources. You'll scroll down on that page until you see the box that is labeled Big Goal Accelerator Projects. Select Learn More. Scroll down and you'll find the resources we discussed in all languages. You can also access the online report under Report Your Project and submit your report online. A new window will open up with that online reporting form. With our remaining time, we will now have a live question and answer session. We do have some guidelines to make sure that this time is productive. Please keep your questions focused on Big Goal Accelerator projects. All languages can type their questions in the Q&A box. Please do not type them in the chat. We will do our best to translate all questions and respond so all voices can be heard. However, please remember, we may not be able to address everything tonight. And of course, keep your questions and answers Optimist friendly. If you have a question that's very specific to your club's situation, or if we don't have time to address it tonight, please email us at program@seroptimist.org, and we will be happy to help. Thank you. Sarah, I'm not sure why my video isn't showing right now, but we can get started with the questions.
Okay, alrighty. Sorry for the delay. I was waiting to see you. Okay, so first question that we have here is questions about the Live Your Dream awardees. So what happens if your club gives a scholarship to a woman in college who later becomes a Live Your Dream awardee?
This is a complicated question. So I believe this question is asking if your club gives a Big Goal Accelerator scholarship, reports that woman, and then several years later, she applies for and receives a Live Your Dream award. If that is indeed what the question is asking, I would say that you would still report her as a Live Your Dream award recipient and could just note in the comments that she had already received another scholarship previously.
And sort of related is another question about Live Your Dream Award recipients. So, is a Live Your Dream Award recipient from prior years who still needs assistance to stay in school prohibited from receiving Accelerator support?
So they're not prohibited from receiving support, but we don't want clubs to double count those women. We would encourage any additional support that's being provided to past Live Your Dream Award recipients should just be reported through the Live Your Dream Awards reporting forms.
Okay, and let's see. We have a question about funds for the project. So do Big Goal Accelerator projects offer any funds?
Yes, and this is a very timely question because the deadline for applying for these funding is coming up. Seroptimist Club grants are due March 1st for this year, and that would be for funding for any projects that support our big goal that your club intends to deliver next club year, meaning the 23-24 club year. So Big Goal Accelerator projects are eligible to apply for funding, as well as Live Your Dream Award projects or Dream It Be It related projects. Please go to our website to preview what's eligible to apply for and reach out to us if you have any questions. Please ask your questions before you submit an application. I would hate for any club to complete an application and find out that they're not eligible to apply.
Okay, since we're talking about, you mentioned dates coming up, we do have a question asking to repeat the time frames for the projects.
Sure. So the time frame follows the club year. So for this club year, you could report any Big Goal Accelerator projects that occurred between July 1st, 2022 and June 30th, 2023. Those reports are due on June 30th, 2023. So if you plan to deliver a project that day, please report it quickly.
Are there any templates for publicizing Big Goal Accelerator projects?
We don't have any templates for clubs to use for this. However, clubs may want to look at our public awareness resources that are available on the website, as there are logos and other recommendations there to help with branding any materials that your club uses to publicize your project.
Okay. So would sponsoring a girl to study abroad be considered a Big Goal Accelerator project?
So again, this is a complicated one, and I appreciate that you all came with really good, strong questions tonight. In this circumstance, I would say that it is probably not eligible because I'm coming at this from a US perspective, so please let me know if this is not accurate to your situation. Please email us later and we can talk more. But typically, when people are studying abroad, they're already enrolled in college, so they already have that access to education. However, if the studying abroad portion would be a required part of their degree and they wouldn't be able to attend without a scholarship, that could be eligible. I do think this is a good one to follow up with us so we can kind of tease out those more nuanced pieces.
So the next question, how would we count the number of girls if we do a feminine products drive and donate them to our local high school?
Yeah, this is a great question. So what I would recommend is talking to the school to get some basic demographic information. So you could take the number of girl students and multiply that by the percentage of students who are low income or in poverty. That would give you a good approximation of the number of girls who would benefit from using those products. This is another one of those circumstances where you're not going to be able to have a precise number probably, but it's still, you could count that number as a good approximation.
So next question is, why can't we count awareness raising projects? Like advocating for, another sort of related was, what about advocating for free birth control?
Yeah, so this is a great question. As for the awareness piece, they typically only, that would really only increase educational information that someone might have. So what I mean by that is the purpose of an awareness raising project, such as raising information about trafficking or domestic violence, that would just increase the amount of information that that woman or girl has. It wouldn't necessarily increase her access to education. And we want to count projects that are doing that directly in the community. Similarly, advocacy work can be very important, but it is not on its own directly increasing access to education for a specific number of women and girls.
Okay, back to another Live Your Dream Award questions. Apologize if it's related. Can Live Your Dream Award applicants who did not get an award be considered for a Big Goal Accelerator project if money is given to them? And also there was a question about, sort of related, about the applicants who did not receive the Live Your Dream Awards but are receiving gift cards.
Yes. So I would say this is one of the easiest ways to start a Big Goal Accelerator project, is to take any women who apply for the Live Your Dream Awards and are not eligible or were not chosen, and to provide them with a different award or scholarship. You could give it a fun name. We have a lot of clubs that have that similar project already, and it's a fairly easy one to launch because you're already getting those Live Your Dream Award applications. Now, as for the gift card piece, if you're giving women gift cards who applied and were not chosen, typically that's reported on the Live Your Dream Awards reporting form. If you're giving them a full-blown scholarship, I would say that could be reported as a Big Goal Accelerator project.
Okay, next question is, if our club plans to offer a series of educational trainings for mothers and daughters in a community, can we report this as a Big Goal Accelerator project? And can we request funding for laptops and printed materials?
So it sounds like this is a two-parter and asking a little bit about Seroptimus Club grant funding. So for eligible projects, Seroptimus Club grant funding can be used for laptops or printed materials. However, because the question asked about educational trainings, I would want to know a little bit more about what that consists of. Are these trainings focused on job skills or interview skills? Is it helping these women and girls with applying for financial aid or navigating the college application process? I would need a little more information before being able to answer that one.
A lot of really great questions. We have time for, think about a few more. So I'm looking for, let's see. Question about dating violence awareness. Couldn't providing dating violence awareness training be a way of removing an obstacle to achieving education?
So It could potentially, but because we don't know that for sure, we can't count that. And again, it's not necessarily going to be something that we can say X number of girls benefited from this. So educating girls about dating violence is important, but what I would recommend is that clubs who are invested in that subject incorporate that into another project that is Big Goal eligible. So if your club is doing Dream It Be It, bring in an expert from a local shelter to talk about violence and how it can look in teen relationships, or consider including that as a component of a scholarship that you might be giving to teen girls. But by itself, awareness raising projects, we can't count that as increasing access to education on its own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So next question, if a workshop that supports job or school interviewing skills includes young women as well as young men, can the program still count as long as they don't count the young men?
I would say yes. This isn't ideal, of course. We would prefer that clubs are really focusing their resources and time on women and girls exclusively, and particularly those facing obstacles. But we also know that in some of our countries and territories, clubs do have to work with all students because of the way that local laws are written in regards to discrimination. So if that's the case, we would just say, please don't report on the number of boys or men who attend the session. Please just report on the number of girls.
So how are we doing on time, Jackie? Should we maybe one more question?
Yeah, I think we can do 2 more questions, and then we have a little promo for an upcoming event that we'd like to share.
Alrighty. Okay, so many great questions to choose from. Sorry, we won't get to answer all of them. Let's see. Okay. Here's a little bit more of a specific one. So our club donates a new heating pad to the school nurse at our local high school, so girls experiencing menstrual cramps can return to class after using the heating pad. Would this type of project count? And if so, how can we count the number of girls that benefit?
Yeah, this is a complicated question. So I think I would want a little bit more information. I think I saw that was Cheryl Longworth who asked that question. Please follow up via email so we can talk about that a little bit more in depth. I would say that probably is not something that off the bat I would say counts, since it's not preventing those girls from being at school in general. But again, this is getting into a really gray and nuanced area. So let's talk about that offline, Cheryl.
All right, and I think there's still some questions about why shampoo and similar items don't count for foster youth attending school.
So typically speaking, youth have access to those items through their foster parents. If they truly do not have any access at all, if it's not being provided, which at least in the United States would be a form of neglect, I would say that could potentially count if they aren't able to attend school because they don't have any access to hygienic products. In general, though, I think that's a fairly extreme scenario. So providing self-care items would not count. Focusing on providing items that they need in order to access education would count. So again, things like textbooks, computers, school supplies, things of that nature.
Okay, if your club doesn't have a Dream It Be It program, or sorry, not sure, it says Dream It program, so I'm assuming it's Dream It Be It. Does starting one qualify as a big goal accelerator project?
That would not count as a big goal accelerator project. That would count as a Dream It Be It project. So you would want to make sure to report that through our Dream It Be It reporting form. And if you need resources to get started with a Dream It Be It program, we did a Dream It Be It webinar in December, and you can watch that replay on demand in all languages on our YouTube channel.
Should we wrap it up with that one, Jackie, or would you like me to look for a few more?
Let's take one more and then we'll wrap up.
Okay. Let's see. So if we did Mother's Day at a women's shelter and provided lunch and gifts, but added clothing for job interviewing and gift cards to say Kmart to buy clothes, would that count as a big goal accelerator project?
I would say that that would count if those women don't currently have access to appropriate clothing for their job interviews or other things that they might need to be interview ready. If you're adding on that component of providing the items they need for their interview or for work, that would be eligible, yes. And that is a great addition and shows me that we were successful with one of our objectives tonight, which was that we hoped people would be able to understand how to take an existing project and turn it into something that is big goal eligible. Okay, so thank you all for all of your questions. Again, I apologize that my video wasn't working for the last portion here, but we are so grateful for your attendance and all of your great questions. Please be in touch via email if you'd like to follow up with anything. And we hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for your Seroptimus service.